हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल एक्सट्रिंसिक कोचिंग। आज हम सॉल्व करने वाले हैं JTO LIC 2013 चेन्नई टेलीफोन्स का जो क्वेश्चन पेपर है। इस क्वेश्चन पेपर में आपको इंपॉर्टेंट MCQs मिल जाएंगे। अगर आपकी ब्रांच इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड कम्युनिकेशन, इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी, कंप्यूटर साइंस, इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग या तो इंस्ट्रूमेंटेशन एंड कंट्रोल इंजीनियरिंग है। ये पेपर मुझे कल रात को ही मिला है। हाँ, तो यहाँ पे कोई आंसर किया कुछ अवेलेबल नहीं था। मैंने मेरे बेस्ट नॉलेज का यूज़ करके इस पेपर को सॉल्व करने की कोशिश की है। यहाँ पे जो क्वेश्चंस है उसका मैं आपको लेवल बता दूँ, ये मॉडरेट लेवल ऑफ क्वेश्चन मैं कहूँगा। यहाँ पे काफ़ी सारे क्वेश्चंस जो है वो आप जो डे टू डे BSNL में यूज़ करते हो उस इक्विपमेंट से रिलेटेड पूछ लिए हैं। जो मैं ज़्यादा कहूँगा कि ऐसे क्वेश्चन है, मतलब इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन भी बहुत है, लेकिन 10-15 क्वेश्चन ऐसे भी है जो वहाँ से पूछ लिए हैं। हाँ, तो जो आप अगर जॉब कर रहे हो तो आपको इजीली आएंगे। जो मतलब जिसने कभी इंस्ट्रूमेंट देखा नहीं है उसके लिए वो बिल्कुल नया होगा। चलिए शुरू करते हैं। इन डॉस व्हाट फाइल कंटेन्स द कमांड दैट कॉन्फ़िगर सिस्टम डिवाइस। डॉस में कॉन्फ़िगर करने के लिए कॉन्फ़िग सिस्टम होता है। ऑप्शन बी इज द करेक्ट आंसर हियर। नेक्स्ट, RS-232 is standard that applies to RS-232 standard applies to a serial port. This is very simple question. Again, option A is the correct answer here. Serial port. Which bus is bidirectional? This is repeated question in 8086. Data bus is a bidirectional bus. We know about that. The brain of any computer system, that is CPU, that is called as the main brain of the CPU. The technique of assigning a memory address to each IO device in computer system, this is actually wrongly written here, in the computer system is called, the technique of assigning memory address to each IO device in the computer system is called as memory map IO. Okay, there are two types of IO, memory map IO and IO map IO, that we are using in computer system. So here we are using a memory map IO. Next, to organize file in disk, MS-DOS separates them into areas called, to organize file in disk, MS-DOS separate them into areas called directories. Okay, so option A is the correct answer here. Which is the valid keyword in Java? Interface, string, float or unsigned. Interface is the valid keyword in Java. Okay, these are the data types, these are not keywords. Next, what tool is used to test serial and parallel port of computer? What tool? Loop back tool or wrap plug you can say, that is used to test serial or parallel port of the computer. Next question, the function that returns no value to the program that calls in C is function that returns no value, that is called as type void. Okay, for no return no value we are using void in C programming. A procedure definition in Pascal contains, procedure definition in Pascal contain header, local declaration and the body of procedure, all are correct. Okay, next, in 80386, now there are very good questions asked in this paper from 8086. 2 or 3 are very good questions from 8086, news questions, and also that can be asked in your next examination from advanced microprocessor. In 80386 DX20 means, here DX20 means frequency is 20 megahertz. Then what is the duration T state in the bus cycle? Frequency is 20 megahertz, so we know T is equal to 1 by F or F is equal to 1 by T. Using that you can find 1 by F, that is nothing but 50 nanosecond. So option A will be the correct answer here. The coprocessor signal give 8086 is, so D is the correct answer here. Actually, according to my knowledge, D is the correct answer. But if you have any doubt in this question, then you can answer me in the comment section. You can ask me in the comment section if you have any doubt, because I am not sure about this question. Next, identify the highest priority interrupt in 8086. Highest priority interrupt in 8086 is non-maskable, and to this repeated question there is NMI. The data bus of 8086 16-bit wide, this is repeated question again. In Intel 8259 IC, there is programmable interrupt controller, the pin CA0 through the CAS2, these are using for cascading. Cascading between the 8259s, that full form is also cascading, CAS means. Okay, so cascading between 8259, CAS0, CAS1 and CAS2, 3 pins are there in 8259 for them, cascading other 8259 okay, that we are using as a master slave configuration. Once question was there using master slave configuration before, how many maximum interrupt using master slave configuration 8259 we can put, okay. So answer me this question in comment section. For next question, for ADC 0808 interface with 8086 processor, the following signal will be issued after SOC to mark the completion of ADC processor, okay. So mark the completion of ADC processor means SOC means start of conversion, so completion will show EOC, that is end of conversion, okay. So EOC means end of conversion, so EOC will be the correct answer here. Next, in the given instruction for 8086 move AX BX SI +124, this is base index addressing mode, okay. This is index addressing mode and we are also using base register, so it is base index addressing mode. Option D is the correct answer here. Next, initiation of DMA process is carried out by issue of the following signal. Initiation in DMA process from the DMA end is carried out by a hold, okay, by hold signal. Now what will happen when DMA will send hold? So CPU relinquishes all the data bus and will interface with the DMA, and in return of acknowledgement CPU will send that hold acknowledgement signal, that is HLDA. So here hold will be the correct answer. Next, the transfer which converts high level language to machine code, that is compiler. We discussed this question earlier. The deadlock situation can arise in which of the following condition of the process? Deadlock situation can arise in mutual exclusion and hold wait, or in circular wait and permission. All are correct, so both circular wait and no permission, actually not permission, okay. Circular wait and no permission, mutual exclusion, hold wait, circular wait and no permission. In all these condition, this deadlock situation will arise, so both option A and C are correct, okay. Next, editing of OS and customization is possible in customization is possible in Linux. So generally developer use this OS, okay. Paging is a memory management scheme that enables permitting the physical address space to a process to be contiguous and avoiding external fragmentation. Paging we are using because we can easily avoid external fragmentation, so no need of compaction. So option both A and B are correct. Option D is the correct here. A macro definition consists of macro that we are using, macro prototype statement and one more model statement, and macro preprocessor statement. Both are correct, so option D is the correct answer here again. In personal computer, the BIOS is stored in ROM. Option A is the correct answer. In personal we are storing BIOS in ROM. So okay, when your operating system is boot up, where that operating system is stored, give me answer in the comment section. DHCP, that is dynamic host configuration protocol, is helps to prevent conflict between assigned IP address. So option C is the correct. It automatically find the IP address that is remain in your network, so help to prevent the conflict between the assigned IP address. So generally we are using DHCP. We are assigning whenever we are using Wi-Fi or we are assigning in the Wi-Fi router or modem, we are using DHCP, so it will prevent conflict between the IP address. How many digit of DNIC, that is data network identification code, identify the country? First 3 code, okay. So this first 3 code, DNIC says 3 digit to identify the country, 1 to identify a zone and 2 to identify the country within the zone, on to identify the PDN, or allowing only 10 in each country, okay. So your mobile number is of 10 digit. So these are the first 3 digit of DNIC. Next, frames from one LAN can be transmitted to another LAN via a device that is called as bridge, okay. Now this is important, why from one LAN to another LAN we can also transfer using router using repeater, but here the frame is written. Frame is in data link layer, and in data link layer we are using bridges. If it is packet written here, then answer will be, give me answer in the comment section. Okay. Next, which of the following TCP/IP protocol is used for transferring electronic mail message from one machine to another? Repeated question, that is SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. Next, which of the following TCP/IP protocol allows the application program on one machine to send a datagram to an application program on another machine? That is a user datagram protocol, that is UDP. Okay. Next, ARP use broadcast mechanism to try to find out MAC address. This repeated question we have discussed earlier in 2 or 3 papers about this ARP. So a host Ethernet address, that is MAC address. So ARP used to find out MAC address from the given IP address. Then what reverse ARP will do? Here written is reverse ARP will find IP address from the MAC address. SNMP, Simple Network Management Protocol, is a standard TCP/IP protocol for network management. So option A is the correct answer here. Next, a DNS, domain name systems client side, is called as DNS resolver. So option B is the correct answer here. A carrier wave of frequency 10 megahertz and peak value of 10 volt is amplitude modulated by a 5 kilohertz sine wave modulated 6 volt. The modulation index is, so very simple actually, the modulation index is nothing but the ratio of, that is called as the modulation factor of 10 by that is 6 by 10. There is a ratio of sine wave to the carrier wave, that is ES by EC, that is signal wave is 6, carrier wave is 10. So you can say AM by AC also. Okay. So it is nothing but 6 by 10, that is 0.6. You can say option C is the correct answer here. Next question, frequency modulation is advantageous for, frequency modulation is advantageous for increasing signal to noise ratio without increasing transmitting power. Easy suppression for certain form of inheritance, avoiding need of all the large amount of modulating power. Okay. So this is all are correct, all of above are correct. Frequency modulation advantages for all of these. Okay. Next, amplitude limiter are used in FM receiver. To amplitude limiter are used in FM receiver to eliminate amplitude modulated noise in received signal before detection. Okay. Not amplitude modulation, it will not eliminate amplitude modulation, it will eliminate only amplitude modulation modulated noise. ओके, मॉड्यूलेशन को ही एलिमिनेट कर देगा तो फिर आपका क्या बचेगा? हाँ, तो मॉड्यूलेशन को एलिमिनेट नहीं करता है, मॉड्यूलेशन तो होता है वहाँ पे, सिर्फ एम्पलीट्यूड जो है उसको सप्रेस करता है, और इसीलिए एम्पलीट्यूड लिमिटर का हम जो यूज़ है वो एएम में नहीं करते। हाँ, अगर एएम में एम्पलीट्यूड सप्रेस हो जाएगा तो वहाँ इन्फॉर्मेशन चला जाएगा, एफएम में एम्पलीट्यूड सप्रेस हो जाएगा तो इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं जाएगी, क्योंकि एफएम में जो है वो एम्पलीट्यूड में इन्फॉर्मेशन है ही नहीं, जो इन्फॉर्मेशन आपका है वो कहाँ पे है, आपका फ्रीक्वेंसी में है, इसीलिए यहाँ पे हम इसका यूज़ कर सकते हैं। Next, as per Shannon's sampling theorem, if Fs is the sampling frequency and W the highest frequency in the modulating signal, then Fs will be greater than or equal to twice Fm, we know. So C is the correct answer here in the 36th. Next question, the equalized filter following the DAC block, that is digital to analog converter block of PCM receiver. Why we are putting equalizing filter in the block? Okay, to compensate for the aperture distortion introduced in the flat top sampling. Equalizing filter is used to compensate for aperture distortion. If you learn in detail aperture distortion, you will learn that equalizing circuits are used for aperture distortion. Next, quantization error is the difference between the quantizing level and the analog input, not all peak signal. Quantization is difference between the quantization level and analog inputs. Option B is the correct answer here. So question number 39. Distributed break reflector laser diode are used in wavelength division multiplexing system, that is WDMS, that you are using in your optical fiber because of their very narrow spectral width. DB are used because of very narrow spectral width. Next, advanced photodiode are used in the optical receiver because of their high sensitivity. Advanced photodiode are used because of their higher sensitivity. These are very simple question. The parameter कैरियर टू नॉइस रेशियो एंड सिग्नल टू नॉइस रेशियो आर, देखो यहाँ पे दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन, वेरी गुड ऑप्शंस आर गिवन हियर. व्हाइल सिग्नल टू नॉइस रेशियो to the noise power in the RF range, carrier to noise ratio in the RF range, signal to noise ratio audio range, reverse of that, both are in the RF range. Actually the parameters carrier to noise ratio and signal to noise ratio we can use for any frequency range, and it is not fixed up to our range. Even in optical fiber we are using signal to noise ratio, so the frequency range is higher. Exactly, actually these both are same, there is no much difference between that, but signal to noise ratio generally we are counting before modulation, and after modulation we are counting carrier to noise ratio, because after modulation the carrier comes in the picture. Okay, so these two are the different in that, but equation and all other thing are same, they are both are measurement of signal to noise ratio. So according to me option A should be correct answer here, but if you have any doubt in this question or if you have any different concept to this, then you can comment me in comment section. Okay, LNM, that is low noise amplifier at the front end of receiver of satellite communication, is LNA is the amplifier with high gain and low noise figure. Generally a noise figure is very low, or it is a high gain because we want to amplify it, generally gain up to 120 you can say, or low noise figure up to 3 dB noise, it is very low noise. Okay, which of the following is database administrator function? Which of the following is a database administrator function? Database design, backing up the database, performance monitoring and user coordination, all are correct. In SQL which command is used? I am not explaining detail here because already we have talked about all these things in previous paper solution. Okay, in SQL which command is used to make permanent change made by the statement issued since the beginning of the statement? Okay, which command will use? Commit. This is news question. So what is commit? This command saves all the transactions of database. Okay, next, the relation model use some unfamiliar technology. A tuple is equivalent to a record, sometimes it is also called as equivalent to row. The database management system which is able to handle full text data, image data, audio, video, all are called as multimedia. So option C is the correct answer here. Next, question number 47, data definition language, that is DLL is used to. DLL is used to create and destroy database and database object. Create database and database object, destroy database, it is actually used to both for create and destroy database object and also for modifying database. Okay, the drop is used for destroying the database. Okay, create is used for the creating database, and also you can also modify this database using the DLL, that is data definition language. So option A will be the correct answer here. Next, a top bottom relationship among the item in the database established by hierarchical schema. Okay, top to bottom hierarchical schema. In hierarchical schema database model, the data is organized into the tree like structure and the data is stored as a record which connected to another through link. A record is collection of fields which each fields containing only one value. The entity type of record defines which field the record contains. So option A is the correct answer here. Next, normalization in DBMS usually involves dividing large table into a smaller table and defining relation between them. In these questions, more number of questions been asked from CS and IT syllabus. Okay, so from general, if you compare all the papers, then in this question there are many more questions from IT side. Okay, next, the goal of concurrency control in multi-user database management system is to prevent interface among the user who are simultaneously accessing database. Okay, concurrency control means multiple user accessing the same database at the same time. So concurrency should not occur. Okay, so to prevent this interface among this database, we are using concurrency control. So option A is correct. The functional between SR flip-flop and JK flip flop. Actually, there is functional difference. They want to ask the functional difference between the SR flip flop and JK flip flop is that JK flip flop accept both the inputs 1. SR flip flop cannot accept both the input 1. It will be invalid in SR flip flop. JK flip flop accept both the input 1. Where JK flip flop both the inputs are 1, output will toggle. Okay. In which code successive code character differ in only 1 bit position, that is a gray code. If you want to know about gray code or learn in detail, then see my lecture of digital electronics from number system. Okay, gray code is also called as working code or unit difference code. That is why it is 1 bit position difference code, and that's why that you are using in the KMAP. When you use with an IC, what does the term quad indicate? Quad means 4 circuit. Okay. Quad means 4. TTL operate from 5 volt supply. So option D is the correct answer here. Fan out is specified in terms of unit load. Okay, how much your input can drive your output, that is nothing but a fan out. Okay, so it is defined in terms of unit load. The following is the waveform pattern. Now look, 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 0 1 1 1 1 0. This shows that if both the inputs are equal, output is 0. Both the inputs are not equal, then output is 1. Means A equal to B, output is 0. It does not equal to B, output is 1. That is nothing but which gate? XOR gate. That is exclusive OR gate. Option C is the correct answer here. Synchronous counter eliminates the delay problem encountered with the asynchronous counter because the input corpus are applied to the all stage. In synchronous counter we are applying input to the all stage. In asynchronous counter, that is the ripple counter, we are applying input to only one flip flop, that we will learn in the previous paper. Okay, so option D is the correct answer here. Most demultiplexer facilitates which type of conversion? Most demultiplexer facilitates single input multiple output. So what is single input input multiple output? Means demultiplexer. Then what is multiplexer? Multiple input single output. Okay, next, the group of bits 1 1 0 0 1 is serially shifted rightmost bit first into 5-bit parallel output shift register with the initial state 0 1 1 0. After 3 clock pulse, the register contains, after 3 clock pulse, register will contain. This is very good question again. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to shift. So in the first shift you will get it is given 0 1 1 1 0, it is given. Okay, in the first shift you will get, you are adding 1 here, so 1 0 1 1 1. In the second shift you are adding 0 here, you will get 0 1 0 1 1. In the third shift you are again adding 0 here, so 0 0 1 0 1. So 0 0 1 0 1 is the correct answer. Previously once question was asked, here I am asking the same question. If I am using the 5 clock pulse here, what will be the answer? Okay, answer me in the comment section for the same question if I am using the 5 clock pulse. In tree construction, which is suitable efficient data structure? In tree construction, linked list is the suitable data structure that we know. Sorting is not possible by using which of the following? By using deletion. We know that insertion sort, selection sort. For exchange we are using bubble sort. So deletion is not a sorting algorithm. Next, in open addressing or close hashing, the method used includes overflow blocks. Okay, option A is the correct answer here. Next, which is the simplest file structure? Which is the simplest file structure? Sequential is the simplest file structure, so option A is correct. A spanning tree is a tree associated with graph. Spanning tree is associated with the graph. Data structure used to perform recursion is stack. Okay, data structure that used to perform recursion is stack. The method used to place a value on the top of stack is, push, or to retry data from the top of stack we are using pop. A 1 A 1 milliampere meter movement with the internal resistance of 100 ohm is to be converted into a 0 to 100 milliampere ammeter. The value of shunt resistor required is, here solution is given, Rs is equal to Rm divided by I by Im minus 1. So 100 divided by 100 minus 1. This is repeated question. We have done it earlier. So option B is the correct answer here. The sensitivity of voltmeter is essentially, again this is a repeated question actually, reciprocal of the full scale deflection current of the basic movement. Option B is the correct answer here. The Maxwell bridge measured the value of unknown inductance in terms of known capacitance. One thing I want to tell, if you are solving this paper and we are starting with the paper, then start with the first paper. I am telling repeated question means we have already solved it in earlier paper solution that you will find in the playlist of JTO LICE paper solutions. Okay, next question number 17. The dissipation factor of the capacitor is measured by, the dissipation factor of the capacitance is measured by a sharing bridge. We know that. Okay, or name the another bridge that is used for the measurement of the capacitance in the comment section. Digital multimeter known as DVOM used for the measurement of DVOM. Matlab O means ohm and M means ohm voltage, sorry, digital voltmeter ohm, digital voltage ohm meter, you can say like that. Okay, the V means voltage, O means ohm, M means meter. So DC and AC voltages as well as current and resistance for their digital display is the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer here. Next, measurement of RF power by RF voltmeter is done by, measurement of RF power by RF voltmeter is done by rectifying the RF voltage and amplifying the resulting. So option A is the correct answer here. The superior method for trace storage or prolonged duration is facilitated by the typical storage, superior method to trace storage. Okay, superior method to trace storage given by digital. The options are rectifying the RF voltage, sorry, superior method of trace storage for prolonged duration is facilitated by digital storage oscilloscope. Option C is the correct answer here. Okay, not storage oscilloscope, it is actually digital storage oscilloscope. The fundamental difference between the output of pulse generator, a square wave generator, when frequency of oscillation is varied, is the duty cycle of the square wave generator output remains constant at 50% constant, while that of pulse generator varies. This is correct. Option A is the correct answer here. In square wave we are getting a duty cycle of 50%, that will remain constant, but in pulse generator duty cycle will vary. Okay, the forward bias diode, the barrier potential blank as the temperature increases. In forward bias diode we know temperature inversely proportional, so it is NTC, so it will decrease as temperature increases. There is a small amount of current. Okay, name any one that is PTC. Okay, name any one element that is PTC. There is a small amount of current across the barrier of reverse bias diode, then this current is called as reverse leakage current. Option D is the correct answer here. For the given transistor, determine the value of alpha. Alpha beta is 100, so you can calculate this. Remember only one equation always, alpha gamma is equal to 1 plus beta is equal to 1 upon 1 minus alpha. So 1 plus beta is 101 is equal to 1 upon 1 minus alpha, so 1 minus alpha is 101. Okay, so alpha will be you will remember 1 by 100. Okay, 1 minus alpha, and from that you will calculate that 0.99 is the correct answer. Okay, this is very simple equation. Using that always solve this question. In the voltage divider bias NPN transistor circuit given below, if R2 opens the transistor, if R2 opens, then biasing will not apply. If biasing not applied, transistor will not conduct. So option C is the correct answer here. Doubling the voltage gain of amplifier cause, doubling the voltage gain of amplifier means 6 dB increases, 6 dB increasing. So 3 dB voltage gain we are learning, 6 dB you have, if you have double, okay, 6 dB increase. Next, there is a blank phase inversion between gate and source. In source follower, in source follower there is no inversion, so 0 will be the correct answer. Option C, option A is the correct here. Okay, next, in phase shift oscillator the operating frequency is determined by, in phase shift oscillator the operating frequency is determined by RC combination. Okay, every RC combination provide 60 degree phase shift, total 180 degree phase shift will be provided, and common A may provide 180 phase shift. So if for the according to Barkhaussen's criteria of oscillation, you will get total 360 degree phase shift. Which diode employs the graded doping? Which step recovery diode will employ a graded doping? Okay, graded doping matlab gradually it will drop. Next, to be called object oriented programming language must allow inheritance. Okay, we learn about this in C++, a function that is called as automatically each time an object is destroyed, it is called as destructor. That is called as destructor. Option B is correct. In object-oriented programming, paying attention to the important properties while ignoring inheritential details is known as abstraction. Option C is the correct answer here. We will learn about all these things in the previous paper solutions. In C++, a base class may be called as a parent class or super class. Okay, so parent class given here, so it is correct answer here. In C++, to use either an input or output file, the program must include the header file, that is fstream.h. Option B is the correct answer here. Find the current through R2 in the given circuit. So both two source are given 12 volt and 150 ampere. Use the superposition theorem. You will, if you solve, so what you will do, using the 12 volt, use voltage divider, open circuit this current source, short circuit this voltage source, use this current source, use current divider, you will get 134 ampere answer. Okay, next, a certain transformer has 400 turns in the primary winding and 2000 turns in the secondary winding. We know the tune ratio is nothing but N2 by N1, that is 2000 by 400, that is 5. C. Okay, in the previous paper solution we have solved one of this type of question. In Y connected means star connected AC generator, each phase voltage is a magnitude of 90 VRMS. What is the magnitude of each line voltage? Okay, so you need to multiply by √3 to convert into line voltage because it is a star connected. Okay, so you will get the answer as 156 volt, √3 into 90. Okay, so you will get as a 160, √3 means approximately 1.73 multiplied by 90, so you will get 156. High power rectifier which are used in the high voltage DC power transmission, that is thyristor for rectification for high power. Thyristor is a high power rectifier, that is we are using for HVDC, that is called as high voltage DC power transmission. Next, determine the equivalent inductance of 3 series connected inductor given. You need to find that total equivalent inductance will be L1 plus L2 plus L3, that is 10 plus 12 plus 8, that is 30, plus or minus 2 M1 plus or minus 2 M2 plus or minus 2 M3. Now M1 will be plus because entering current, so this is plus 12, so 30 plus 12, that is 32. Now this is minus. Okay, this is here it is entering, here it is leaving, so 6 into 2, that is minus 12. Again you will get 30 plus 12, that is 42, 42 minus 12, that is again 30. Now here entering, here leaving, minus 4. Okay, minus 4 into 2, that is minus 8, so you will get 22 as answer. Option A is the correct answer here. Next, a bucket converter, that is nothing but a chopper. Okay, it is also called as step down DC to DC converter. It is also called as bucket converter or a chopper. Okay, next, electrostatic discharge called ESD is caused by clubbing two non-conducting material together. Next, the maximum theoretical channel capacity of digital radio link in terms of channel bandwidth and the signal to noise ratio is given by C is equal to B log to 1 plus S by SNR, that is, okay, 1 plus S by N you can say. So C is the correct answer here. Multiple input. Okay, I am asking one question again. If bandwidth is W and transmission time is T, then what will be the C proportional to? Answer me in the comment section. That question was in the previous paper solution. Multiple input, multiple output, that is MIMO technology in the digital radio system allows the use of multiple antenna to transmit or multiple antenna to receive. Okay, is the multiple antenna for transmitter and receiver to transmit 2 or more bit. Actually, receiver will not transmit actually. Okay, so this is option is wrong. The use of multiple antenna to transmit over 2 or more bit. You can also use the multiple antenna at the receiver, that is MIMO, that is multiple input, multiple output. We are using in the 4G. We will use massive MIMO in the 5G. That is of in general we are 4G 4x4 array we are using. That means 4 array at the input, 4 array at the output. In the massive MIMO we will use 256x256 array. Okay, so your speed will increase by large value. Diversity technique are used in the radio communication system to improve the performance of the radio channel over the fading. To improve fading, we are using diversity techniques. Option A is the correct answer here. RF microwave mixers are 3-port RF microwave device that generate the output frequency equal to the sum or difference of the two input frequency. Okay, if output will be F plus or minus, you can say plus or minus F1 plus or minus F2. Okay, so sum or difference between the two input frequency, option A is correct. Next, the conversion loss in dB of RF mixer amplifier RF input power P RF in dBm, and the IF amplifier dBm is defined as, actually it is defined as conversion loss is minus tan log PRF by PIF. Okay, minus tan log tan PRF by PIF. If you will convert that in dBm, you will get conversion loss will be option A is the correct answer here. Option A, that conversion loss will be PIF minus PRF. Next, last question of this paper in satellite communication. Rain attenuation becomes dominant and becomes a factor to be considered at the frequency about 10 gigahertz. Sorry. So as frequency high, rain as you are going towards high frequency, rain attenuation becomes more prominent, and above the 10 gigahertz there is very high rain attenuation will be there. Okay, so this is all about this question paper from the Chennai telephones of JTO LICE 2013. If you have any doubt in this question paper, you can ask me in the comment section. If you like my videos, please don't forget to like this video. Still very less likes are coming on my these solutions. Okay, please don't forget to like this video, share with your batchmates, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Okay, again I am repeating this paper, this question paper just I got yesterday night. So as quick as possible I try to solve this question paper for you guys. Okay, if you found any doubt or any wrong answer there, you can tell me in the comment section. Okay, thank you very much.